Hello, this is the next podcast for the EiCLaR project, and today I'm delighted to say I'm going to be speaking to Professor Xin Song, and she is from the Institute of Soil Science, the Chinese Academy of Sciences. So welcome, Professor Xin Song. Delighted that you are able to give me some time for this recording. So just to start our interview, could you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. As you mentioned, currently a professor with the Institute of Soil Science, Chinese Academy of Sciences. We are actually located in Nanjing, China. Nanjing is a city which is about 1.5 hours train ride from Shanghai. So about myself, actually, I was born in China. My background, I'm actually an environmental scientist and engineer. I got my college degree and master degree in China. Then I moved to America. I got my PhD degree from the University of Maryland, College Park. There, for my PhD thesis, I got training for the bioremediation of naphthalene, which is my what I have been working on for my doctorate degree. Upon my graduation, I actually got a job offer from a consulting firm, Arcadis, where I got training about the soil and groundwater remediation. Arcadis is an international firm providing technical service for the soil groundwater remediation. Its headquarters actually in the Netherlands. There I got training, I think, in 3 aspects. The one aspect I got in my education, I don't have the background of hydrogeology. Actually, working in Arcadis, I did get a really good on-hand training in the hydrogeology. Another good training that I got there is I did a lot of numerical modeling work, which helped me to develop the skills of a conceptual site model development. I think this plays a major role for my current research as well. Of course, working for an engineering consulting firm, I did get some training for in situ bioremediation, which is related to our EiCLaR project. The development of new biotechnologies. So I worked in Arcadis for about 8 years. Then back in 2013, I relocated back to China, joined the Institute of Soil Science, Chinese Academy of Sciences, and formed a research program of my own. Right now, in my group, we have about 35 people. What we have been working on is the soil and groundwater remediation for contaminants such as the chlorinated solvents compounds, pH, chromium-6, and also the emerging contaminants PFAS. In my group, we have been working on some of these technology development associated with these contaminants, including the in situ bioremediation, thermal treatment, and also permeable reactive walls. For the emerging contaminants PFAS, we explored or looked at their occurrence, fit and transport, and some remediation for their remediation in soil and groundwater. So that's what we have been working on. As for my role within EiCLaR project, I'm the coordinator for the Chinese project, and also the leader for Work Package 1, leading the research effort for Work Package 1. Of course, there is a lot more to share with regard to how we started the project, and we had spent together 3 years. I think so far we had a really good journey. I hope you do so.
Yeah, no, it's been a fascinating journey, and the interest about this project is we have brought together Chinese and European partners, and we are mirroring our work packages. So the Chinese partners have the same work packages as the Europeans, and we're collaborating on those elements that we're duplicating, so we can cross fertilize ideas. We have students coming from China to Europe for PhD time with different institutions in Europe, and that's what is a really unique part of this project. But as you say, we've had We've been working together for 3 years now, and it has been a fantastic journey. So just to help people understand how you actually bring a consortium together, you've obviously working as the lead coordinator in China. How difficult is it to bring consortiums together, and who's involved in your consortium within China?
Well, I guess, we all have to look back into 2013 when we started the application for this project. I recall that was in 2019 when the call for proposal was out, calling for the development, this EiCLaR project. By then, I think it was calling for the development of the new biotechnologies. In this effort, I look at it. By the way, actually, in the previous year, my institute was working with some partners from the EU partners.
Right.
For example, Professor Luo was working with the team, and Paul and you, and also Mengwen Chen has been working with you guys. So previously, actually, my institute was working with some EU partners. When the call was out, we look at the development of the 3 biotechnologies. I look at the call. It really fits into my research expertise. I thought it would be a good goal. With our background working together, it's easy to reach out to our previous partners with the EU partner. Then, of course, coming back to put the consortium for Chinese partners together, we did talk about the biotechnology that we decided to work on. As you are very familiar, we decided to work on the nanomaterial coupled with bioremediation. That's one. For work package 2, we decided to work on electrokinetics, enhanced bioremediation. The third biotechnology is a phytoremediation coupled with the in situ bioremediation. So we look at colleagues, friends, their research background. They have to have a really good research background with the bioremediation. Of course, some of the team members will have to. My group did a lot of nanomaterial development, and then some of our partners are really good at the electrokinetic studies. For the colleague from CAS in Guangzhou, they are really good with phytoremediation. So we look at their research background and their expertise. That's one key criteria to pull in our colleagues together. Then a second factor that were pulled into consideration, of course, we have to look at whether they have some experience working with the EU partners. For collaborative experience, that would be a plus. We do have partners. For example, Professor Zhang Xiaojun has been was working with the team for quite a few times. And Professor Zhao Heping has been working with Andreas, with their previous collaboration, which laid a really good ground for our proposal. So with their research expertise and their previous collaboration foundation, I think those are the key factors how I put the consortium together and getting in touch with our EiCLaR project in the EU. And there we go, a year later.
So it is, yeah. So it is a case of developing relationships, maintaining those relationships, and trying to build on those existing relationships and take things to the next stage. So as you were saying, some of your colleagues have worked with other European partners, and we've brought all those together. So it's always about advancing your collaboration with existing partners and reaching out to new partners. So for your Chinese colleagues, it's just building on those relationships all the time.
Sure, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so it's made a very large project, which has been very successful so far. And we had the opportunity of actually meeting each other face to face recently. European partners came over to China for the first time. Obviously, this European project has been impacted by COVID-19. We couldn't travel, but we've managed to maintain those relationships virtually, which has been interesting. So with the advancement of your mirroring the same technologies as European partners are demonstrating, what are you hoping, what happens next? What's your future with this research? You're demonstrating your technologies on sites. You've done your research and then you've gone through the laboratories with your different work packages, and you're demonstrating on real contaminated sites. What happens in the future? We've got one more year left. What would you like to see if you were able to predict the future? What's your next wish?
Well, as you mentioned, we have done some extensive research work in the lab. So in this effort, I hope we could in many ways elucidate the mechanisms behind our biotechnology, these three innovative biotechnologies. We can advance the fundamentals of these three biotechnologies. That's, I think, my first goal. We're trying to push out as many publications as possible so we could reach out to more readers, more audience in the field. That's the first one. Two, as you mentioned, we did conduct some field study demonstration program. So this actually is one of our goals in this project. We like to bring the technology from the technology readiness level, TRL3 to TRL6. We want to prove their effectiveness in the field with our data, both sides working together. We could bring the technology a step further to the market. That's second goal. And actually for this project, I do hope even upon the completion of our project, I hope we could bring next level. We have some partners, especially from the EU side. We have some partners from the remediation companies. They are really interested in the biotechnologies, and they are keen to take these technologies one step further to be applied in the field for large remediation projects. And even in China, some of our stakeholders, they are from Chinese remediation companies. As you have seen in our last project meeting, we have some stakeholders coming in, and they are willing to test our technology within their firm or on their side. So I hope that we could, with this project, we could bring the biotechnology to next level, one step further, and hopefully we can take it to the market. Yeah.
So, and that will help develop market opportunities for not just the European partners working in collaboration with the Chinese companies, but also help advance the Chinese remediation market to develop their own technologies as well, because they can see how technologies are developing across the world, and sharing that knowledge would be an ideal situation for the end of the project, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Actually, after the meeting, one of the stakeholders who works in Shanghai, they are really interested in the technology. They after the meeting, they talked to me. They like to bring actually to, if possible, to do some demonstration or feasibility study on our biotechnologies at one site that have been out there ready for remediation technology selection. So this is a really positive sign for our project. Afterwards, I actually get in touch with Peter and also Tim. We were in a conversation about how to bring this technology to China and see how it's going to work in the long run.
Yeah, that's really positive, and that just shows the real benefit of working collaboratively across nations, that we can actually share the knowledge. And so what we say is we're not constantly reinventing the wheel, we're actually advancing the knowledge and the technology and sharing the information so people can then take it to the next level, and it is a cost-effective way of working collaboratively. And it's always really advantageous to work with people from different nationalities and nations, I believe, to show how science doesn't have any boundaries. It's important that we keep this this good work going. So I'm fascinated about the different technologies, managed to interview lots of people within the consortium. And I would just like to thank you, Professor Xin Song, for your time and explaining how you are managing the Chinese side of the consortium and how we're trying to keep moving the knowledge base for remediation technologies. Thank you very much for your time.
Sure, it's really my pleasure too. Good talking to you. Thank you.